Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about how we can add additional transitions to some existing super elevation lanes that we have created. So in this particular scenario, I'm going to zoom into the beginning of our project over here. And if we take a look at our lanes right now, if I select one of my lanes, we'll select my westbound lane here, and you can see the cross slope there is minus 2%. And sometimes it's necessary to match an existing cross slope at the beginning or the ending of your project. So what I want to do in this particular case, in this example, is we want to match our existing cross slope of minus 1.6% for these particular lanes here. So I want to show you how we can add a transition to our lane. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select my westbound lane here. Once again, you'll see the dynamic text. And I'm just going to click on the slope here. We're going to just change that from 2% to minus 1.6. That's going to update the text and the transition assigned to that lane. And then I'm also going to select the right lane here for my westbound side. And we're going to change that one to 1.6 as well. So now we have a transition happening here. So we're going from 1.6% to whatever our next cross slope is, somewhere up near the curve. So let me zoom out here and take a look at where that next transition is. So the next transition is over here. That's a pretty good distance there. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert a 2% transitional slope somewhere over here at like 541, 540 area. Okay, so I want to show you how you can insert additional cross slopes. To insert our cross slopes, we need to go to our super elevation panel and then choose the Insert Station Cross Slope tool. The Insert Super Elevation Station Offset tool will appear. You're also going to see a heads-up prompt attached to your cursor, prompting you to locate your super elevation. So this is asking you which lane do you want to insert a slope into. So I'm going to go and select my outside lane here. And it's going to ask you for a constraint type of distance constraint type. For this particular example, we're just going to use none. So I'm just going to left click to accept that. It's going to ask us for a slope constraint type. We're just going to set that to none. And then for our pivot method or our pivot edge, it's going to be the right edge. So we're going to pivot about the right edge of our lane here. And then we're going to left click to accept that. Our transition type will be linear. And then our station, we're going to put a 2% cross slope at 540 plus 0, 0. So I'm going to key in 540 plus 0, 0. Left click to accept that. And then we want to do a minus 2% for our normal crown or our normal cross slope. So our point type, we'll set this for a normal crown. Left click to accept. And it's going to go and create an additional cross slope there at that particular station. Now we're going to do the same thing for this other lane, this inside lane. So we're going to go through and select the tool, select our inside lane here. We're going to left click through our heads up prompts. We're going to pivot about the right edge once again, so we want to make sure we're pivoting about this right edge. Our transition type will be linear, and then again we're going to place this at 540 plus 0, 0. Left click to accept, and then we're going to have 2% here. Normal crown is going to be our point type, and then we're going to left click to accept. So then what happened there is it actually went through and created those two cross slopes at those two stations. So if we go and select our lane, you can see now we have a minus 2% cross slope at station 540 for the outermost lane. And then if we go and select the inside lane, you'll see we have the 2% at 540 for this innermost lane here. Let's go review the super elevation diagram in the area where we've changed the cross slopes and inserted the cross slopes. So let's go over to the beginning of the super elevation diagram. And I'm just going to select this. And this is the left lane here, the left outside lane for my westbound side. So you can see here's the minus 1.6% that we created. And here's the additional minus 2% at 540 that we created originally. Now if you want to see the other super elevation control line for the inside lane, then we're just going to right click and say select lanes to display, and then also select that inside left lane here, hit apply, and you'll see the diagram will update. So let me zoom out here. You can see there's the other transition that we created for the inside lane. Okay, now that we've learned how to modify the slopes and insert slopes on the westbound side of the road, let's go and adjust our slopes on the eastbound side or the right side of our lanes over here. So once again, these particular cross slopes are beginning at 538 plus 00 with a 2% cross slope, and we're going to change these to 1.6%. And then we're also going to go and insert 2% cross slopes at 540, just like we did on the westbound lane. So once again, just select one of your lanes here, select the 2% dynamic text, key in 1.6% to change the slope there. That takes care of the inside lane. Then go and select the outside lane, change this one to negative 1.6%, and that will adjust the slopes at station 538 plus 00. Now let's go insert our 2% cross slopes at station 540 plus 00. So we'll go up to the super elevation panel, select insert station cross slope. And I'm going to begin on the eastbound outside lane this time. So I'm going to select my outside lane. For my distance constraint, we'll just set that for none. Left click to accept. Slope constraint, set that for none. Left click to accept. We're going to pivot about the left edge this time. So we need to pivot about the left edge of the lane. So I want to set this for left edge. Transition type we'll leave set for linear, so left click to accept that. And then we're going to set the station at 540 plus 00, so key in 540 plus 00, press enter to lock in the value, and then left click to accept. And then for our cross slope, we will key in minus 2%. Then it's going to be a point type. We're going to set that for normal crown. So that creates the slope there for the outside lane. So let's continue and select the inside lane now. Just follow along the heads up prompt. Distance constraint will be none. Left click to accept. Slope constraint, none. Pivot about the left edge. Transition type will be linear. Station value will be 540 plus 00. Press enter to lock in the value. And then 2% will be our cross slope, and the point type will be normal crown once again. And then it's going to go through and insert the station there. So now if we go and select our lanes once again to review our slopes, you can see we have the 2% at 540 on the outside, and then the 2% at 540 on the inside, as well as the 1.6% at 538 plus 00. And then also, if you want to go and review the super diagram, we can right click, go to select lanes to display, and look at the two right lanes in the super elevation model. And then you can close that dialog and you can see the two super elevation control lines there for our two eastbound lanes.